One thing I really do like about the game is definitely its story, because I feel with this game, or series I should say, going to the PS2, I feel this one puts more of a greater reliance on its story as opposed to the game itself, as opposed to the first two, because this one tries to be more like a big blockbuster movie, whereas the other two feel like they strive towards being video games. But with GTA 3, I felt like there was a greater emphasis on the story and the characters in that story as opposed to the first two, which just fully devoted itself to being a video game. And while GTA 3 is a video game, you get the feel of being in a big blockbuster movie. And it does it really well. And that's contributed by its story. And it really does it really well. And it really makes you care about the characters more. So that's one of the things that I really like about this game. The graphics in this game are great. The city just is brought to life through great visuals, and the game is given this gloomy atmosphere that I really do enjoy, and it makes you feel like you're in this rundown world that you don't feel comfortable in, and you don't feel comfortable. Even walking in the night, you get the chills, because this city is so gringy and really crime-infested that it does a good job making you feel like you don't want to be there. And that's how a game should do it. If you're going to be in this world filled with crime and whatnot, at least make you feel like you're scared to be there. And that's what this game does. Whether you're driving in the car or even running on the sidewalk, just looking at the stores, everything has detail to them. It's really well done, really just crisp and clear, and I feel Rockstar really did a great job bringing in this dreary urban environment, and I think it was handled really well. Even with the houses like this one right here that don't carry that much detail, you still get a sense of dread in an urban environment that is carried through really well, and you feel like, once again, you're in a blockbuster movie. Another place where the graphics really succeed in are its cutscenes, because these cutscenes are a huge improvement over Grand Theft Auto 2 and Grand Theft Auto 1. Because here I feel the characters are more lifelike, they have more expressions on them. Even the pedestrians themselves I feel are a lot better. Even though they run away from you and they will attack you at times, I feel at times like that's what a pedestrian is. They'll run away from you, and that's how pedestrians are in real life. But they still have a lot of detail to them, and they just also bring the city to life, because you can't have a city without pedestrians. And their voice acting may not be top of the line, they may say stupid stuff, but I still think they did a good job with the pedestrians. But where the game really succeeds in are the voice acting for the main characters you meet, because this is some of the best voice acting I have seen in a video game. For example, you got Frank Vincent, Casino, Michael Madsen, Species, Reservoir Dogs, Debbie Mazar, Beethoven Second, Robert Logie, Big, and Scarface, Joe Pantoliano, Bad Boys, The Sopranos. So they got a great cast to do the voices, and each one brings the character to life, and you actually see each of them as the character. You don't see the character that they're playing. You see Joe Pantoliano. You see them bringing the character to life, and that's something a video game I think can rarely do. And here, it pulls it off perfectly because of how great the story is. You are invested with these characters, and you enjoy hearing their voices and what they're gonna say and do. And that's what really makes me love the voice acting. And it really draws you into these characters. So yeah, this is some of the best voice acting I've seen. But the biggest thing that makes me come back for this game and keep on playing it is its gameplay. Gameplay in the game basically has you doing, well, what the title tells you, Grand Theft Auto. Basically what you do is you drive to a certain location that has this blue marker, which has a task for you. These tasks range from picking people up and driving them to their designated location, to my personal favorite, beating people senselessly. Why? Because the Mafia told you to, and they have their reasons. Now, the other missions include, like, you have to blow up a certain place, you have to blow up a person's car, and there's also some points where you will have to drive, like, an RC car, which are a lot of fun, and they control really well. But the missions are really, really well done. Each have a lot of variety to them, and you don't feel like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I think the game does a good job with its missions and giving you a variety of stuff to do. But say you don't want to do these missions. Well, if you want to, you can just do them, and you'll get more islands to unlock, and you can get more freedom to explore. But say you don't want to do these missions. Don't worry, I got you covered. I'm gonna push it to the limit! Sorry about that, got a little carried away. As I said, you have the ability to drive around, and the driving mechanics are fantastic. This is some of the best driving I've seen for a video game. It feels really realistic, the controls are really well done, and the turnings feel sharp. It's just overall some of the best driving I've seen in a video game, which is saying a lot for the ones that I've played recently. Another distraction from the main missions is the ability to go to a phone booth and actually receive a side mission from a particular person on the other line. That's because my car's parked there. That's why the camera went into it. Sorry. The payphone missions are more the same as the main missions, but they do include racing, which is also a lot of fun, and don't need to say anything more about that because that's not the main highlight of the game. At one point, if you steal a taxi, another mission will come available to you. If you press R3, a taxi driver mission will become available, and it suddenly turns into a crazy taxi mission. And you won't do this too much, seeing as how the missions give you money, but it's a hell of a lot of fun, I can say that. Now, that will also come into play with fire trucks and ambulances, all of which have you, the fire trucks will have you putting out fire, ambulances will have you bringing hurt people to the hospital, and pretty much the things that people do in those cars, and they're a hell of a lot of fun. The game also introduces the activity of finding hidden packages, and a certain number of hidden packages will give you a specific weapon. Right here I got the pistol, the grenade, the shotgun, and you also get body armor too. And I read somewhere that the hidden packages also give you the ability to have like a star go down the button thing there, whatever they call it. And the game is split up into 3 islands, and you have to look really, really hard on these islands. They're not just going to be there in the open. They are hidden in the most obscure places, places you would never think to look. And I just keep going for them. That's how much fun they are. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just go across to the ammunition and buy a weapon there. But if you're 100% completionist, you'll want to do that. So, yeah, that's basically what I gotta say. There's also some points where you can have jumps to go off and you get a unique stunt jump thing and you'll earn money for that. There's other parts in the game where, of course I gotta talk about this, there's a specific part in the game where you can pick up a hooker and take her to a specific place, have sex with her, and that'll raise your health meter, and you can shoot her and get the money back. I did that one time. Overall, Grand Theft Auto 3 is one of the best games I've played in a long, long time. It is that fun. It is literally one of those games that you will want to come back and keep playing after you've beaten it. Now, I really want to give this game a 10. I really, really do want to give this game a 10. But there is one little problem with the game that really lowers it down for me. And that is the aiming. The aiming at times feels really slow, and at times when you have a specific person you want to lock on, say someone's shooting at you, it'll go to a person next to them that's not even shooting at you, and that I felt was really, really stupid and got on my nerves. But other than that, Grand Theft Auto 3 is a fantastic game that should not be missed by anybody. Well, I shouldn't say of any age because this game is not for kids, but I would highly recommend you go pick up Grand Theft Auto 3. It is a fantastic game. Graphically impressing, gameplay impressing. It is just a phenomenal game that should not be missed by anybody. But yeah, that is my review for Grand Theft Auto 3. And next time I might do a review on Max Payne, and I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in on Game Time with Peter.